And we welcome you back to the Shawn Witten Coaching Show. We welcome you back with another week of Cyclone football because they're still alive playing, of course, in the TSSAA playoffs. And, Coach, big win last Friday night against a team going in. You told us last week on the show, you said, Tom, they're 5-5. Don't let that fool you. It's a pretty good football team, and they proved to be a really good football team and gave the Cyclones all you needed before you won.
Well, it was a great ball game, and just really proud of our kids, the way we came out with it was a big win for us. I tell you, it was a good first-round game for us, and I tell you, Scott County deserves a lot of credit. Coach Keith Shannon does a great job. 2 years ago, we played them and won 27-20. But it was a really physical football game. We got a chance. We got out to a really good start again. We got up to a 17-0 lead going into the fourth quarter. But our defense and our football team, we played good enough to win. We didn't make the mistake. We created 3 turnovers. We played the field position battle. We talked last week about special teams playing a big role for us, and we did a really good job. They had 3 possessions coming out of the 20-yard line. Our defense kind of played with that bend but don't break mentality. We gave up a few plays, but consistently, we didn't allow them to make the big play. But credit to our kids, their effort. We chased them all night long, and our kids after the game were exhausted, and our offensive line played good. We got to do a lot better this week, obviously, but overall, just proud of our kids getting to the second round. We fought hard, and we just didn't make enough opportunities.
When you get into the playoffs, and these kids know, not just this school, but every school knows it's single elimination. One bad night and you're gone. Does that ramp up the awareness, put them on the edge a little bit more than normal, knowing this could be the last game?
Well, I think so, especially us, Tom. I mean, the last 5 weeks we played really well at a high level, even though the competition's not has been as good. And then anytime back to this new playoff system where it's a 1-4, you get put as a 1 seed and you're playing a 4 seed, and sometimes a team that's in a 4 seed may not belong as 4 seed. So we know Scott County had to win week 10 to get in the playoffs, and so and I think too there's a lot of pressure on a 1 seed because you don't want to get eliminated the first round. You got home field advantage. You don't want to go out, but. Credit to our kids. We played really hard, Tom. We left it all on the field. I think that we got a 17-point lead, and we just kind of set back a little bit. But a lot of it's my fault. I didn't do a good enough job offensively. I got a little conservative. Kind of sat on the 17-0 lead. We were playing good enough where we weren't making the mistakes. We only had 2 penalties that kind of put us in bad situations, but. For the most part, we could have took more chances. We had some isolation things. We didn't throw the ball as much as we've had in the past. We were running the ball decent enough where we were keeping our defense, giving them some rest. But Scott County's defense was really good. They were really big inside. They did a good job of stopping our run game. But, we talked about our kids. At this point in time in the season, it's about finding a way to win, and that's what our kids did. 2 games in the course of the year, Science Hill and Tennessee High, our kids found a way to compete. Our kids found a way to give us opportunity to win in the fourth quarter, and that's what we found Friday night against Scott County. Our kids played good enough to win, and we're moving on to the second round.
That's all you can really ask for as a coach. Find a way to win and hang in there, and when the buzzer goes off, you've got more than they've got. Final score was 17-14. We'll come back and take a look at the highlights package. Again, some more Cyclones step up big offensively with 17 points. Also got to brag on the defense, slowing down Scott County. And later in the show, we'll come back, of course, and preview this Friday night's Whammer Jammer. It's going to be a dandy. A couple of 10-1 teams in Week 12. CAK comes to town. We'll talk more about them coming up. We'll take a break, come right back, and show you the highlights of last week's win over Scott County right here on the Shawn Witten Coaches Show.
Trucks, 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 and more trucks. At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, we have Silverado trucks everywhere with discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP on select Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. 15 Spark, $10,995. 15 Sonic, $12,995. 15 Track, $17,995. 15 Equinox, $20,995. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where they leave you asking, how do they do that?
Whether lying on the beach, just working in your yard, or watching NASCAR racing this weekend in Bristol, your skin needs protection from the harmful effects of the sun. Blue Lizard Sunscreen delivers broad-spectrum SPF 30-plus protection that comes with smart bottle technology. Our bottle changes colors in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. It's the brand most recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Plus, it's made right here in the Tri-Cities. Blue Lizard Sunscreen. We've got you covered. Welcome back to the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. This is kind of the segment where it's the beauty and the beast. The beast will be back in a few minutes. Coach Witten, here would be the beauty, the cross-country coach, Coach Abel. And we talked about the regional, talked about the state. We asked you to come back and do a follow-up, and she came back bouncing into the room. She's very excited and very happy about what your kids did last week. Tell me about it.
Our ladies went to the state cross-country meet at Percy Warner Park in Nashville, and they finished 5th overall. There were 24 teams that competed on Saturday. And so to be in the top 5, we're definitely amongst an elite group. Signal Mountain was first and CAK was second. And I felt that my girls, they gave their all. Definitely my bottom end, my 5-6 runners, they both PR'd. My number 1 runner, she PR'd as well. Heather Fuchenberger was our first place for our team. She finished 31st overall, and she ran 21:45. We had one young lady not be able to finish due to an injury, so it wasn't the best day. We had a couple negatives that we would have liked to not see, but it definitely was a positive day, and we were stoked, and we wouldn't have had it any other way. We're really on a celebration mode right now.
Those out there watching may not know PR means
personal record.
Record.
Running faster than they've ran all season.
Yeah. What a better time to do it than a state meet, right?
It's how we plan the workouts, is so that it happens that way. And so when 3 of my 6 girls can do it, it leads me to believe that we're headed in the right direction training-wise.
So, again, run down through the pecking order how our girls finished in the state meet.
Heather Fuchenberger was first for our team. Macy Shell was second. Lauren Pilkton was third. Emily Schubert was fourth. Michaela Newman was fifth. Randy Fuchenberger was sixth. And Julia Schubert, unfortunately, could not finish the race on Saturday.
And so, obviously, the foundation's there. So where do you take this team now? Looking ready forward to next year. And what do you do the cross-country now and then? Do they work out? Do they run on their own? Do you get them ready for track season in the spring? What do we do?
About 95% of our cross-country team runs track and field, and so we encourage that follow-through. So November is kind of the heal and recover month. They obviously they never stop running. They're runners, but we back down in November, and then they'll begin their preseason training for track sometime through December. We officially start meeting further into the spring semester, but they'll all run track, and they'll focus on their 2 miles, and then we continue on through the summer. Fortunately, we get to start cross-country preseason right at the end of July. So we have a really long season in preseason, and next year the girls are still looking very favorable. We're only graduating 2 of the 7, and 1 of the 2, we're losing Emily Schubert, but we're getting her little sister. She's going to step right up from T.A. Duggar, so we're hoping that that's pretty much a direct replacement. We also feel that our program's getting a lot more buzz this last year than it has maybe in the past, and so we're hoping that we get some more athletes who maybe have never ran cross-country before, but they are runners individually. We're hoping that maybe they'll come out next year and join our team, especially on the boys' side. We have great talent on the boys' side. We just don't have enough people to be effective as a team. So we really hope that we can start to pull out some more runners in the next year. Success
breeds success, right?
Absolutely.
There you go. And so she's done a great job. How many years have you been coaching cross-country here at Elizabethton?
This is my 2nd year coaching cross-country at Elizabethton. I've been coaching running sports for 6 years.
So how many times have you taken a team to the state cross-country meet?
Cross-country, 2, because I've only cross-country primarily been in track and field, but here at Elizabethton, we've gone back-to-back years.
2 for 2.
Yes.
That's success right here. So been at it 2 years, take them to state meet 2 years. That's pretty good. We appreciate you coming by here and look forward to working with you again in the spring. And whenever we get a chance to promote what you're doing, let us know. And congratulations on a successful season.
Thank you. Thank you.
Coach Amber Abel with us in the cross-country, Coach. We'll take a quick break, come right back. Coach Witten will be back. Beauty's gone. The Beast will come back. We'll do the highlights package, the big one over Scott County, right after you hear this. And we appreciate you being with us on the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. Whether lying on the beach, just working in your yard, or watching NASCAR racing this weekend in Bristol, your skin needs protection from the harmful effects of the sun. Blue Lizard Sunscreen delivers broad-spectrum SPF 30-plus protection that comes with smart bottle technology. Our bottle changes colors in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. It's the brand most recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide, plus it's made right here in the Tri-Cities. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, we've got you covered. Welcome back to the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. Again, new show every week on Wednesdays at noon. Very easy to find, TomTaylorSports.com. And, of course, everything we do there is there. All the football broadcasts, our daily sports shows there. Also, of course, Coach Witten's show, not only this one for this week, but all the previous shows are archived. Go back and watch the highlights and enjoy Cyclone football. And it'll be up there for a long time. So it's video and audio on demand, which is the wave of the future and, of course, the wave of the present, because that's what we're doing right now, again, at TomTaylorSports.com. And Coach, highlights this week got started early. Jacob Turner gets that big 40-yard touchdown run and set this up for us.
Well, this was our second series. We got the ball midfield, and it's good to get Jacob Turner back in the lineup at the running back position. Last week he played a lot at the secondary position, but it was good to, Jacob's been a big running back for us all year long. He's had some big runs, and, this one, no bigger this year. We got a good push by number 76, Russell Carter, and 84, Garrett Jennings, and then Jacob did the rest. But it's good to see him get back in there. He brings something different to our running back position, and it was good to see him get going.
So the touchdown gets them started 7-0. Norby's point after obviously makes it 7-zip Cyclones. Then Norby comes back again. And we talked about this before. We get into the playoffs, special teams, the kicking game comes up big. It happened in the pros this week, happened in the college, and here it is high school. And Norby gets a very, very critical field goal.
Well, at times, throughout the course of the year, Norby's taken some big steps. And then at times he's been a little bit inconsistent, with some extra points and things, and a lot of it has to do with, we've got 3 different PAT units. Sometimes we get Hunter to hold, sometimes we get Corey Russell to hold. But, this year when we've asked Norby to come through for us, he really has. I mean, this was we got a big interception to set us up for a field goal to go up a 2-score lead at halftime. And, anytime you score before half, it gives you a lot of momentum. It gives you a lot of confidence. And, this was probably one of the biggest plays of the year. And it was a great field goal and great execution. And we put a lot of pressure on him at practice, put him in tough situations, and, he came through for us at one of the biggest times of the year.
When you kick a field goal right before halftime, you being on the upside, you go in with obviously a little extra spring in your step. The other side, I would think, will be a psychological blow because, gosh, right before halftime we give up points. It's got to be a downer when you're on the other end, right?
Well, it is. And we've been on that other end against, Science Hill when they scored right before half, to kind of close the gap. But, I mean, it does. You got to go in, make some adjustments. You got a lot of positive energy at halftime. And, when you come back out, playoffs and the big games, keeping a 2-score lead is big. 2 possessions, they got to find a way. And then a lot of teams, we've been really good holding teams to field goals. And we've done a good job of when they did score their 1 touchdown, we made them miss their extra point. So the kicking game, especially in East Tennessee, you got a lot of inconsistencies. You got a lot of pressure on that snapper and holder, and we do a good job with Chandler Mullins and Hunter Tyree on that hold and that snap. And so it was really big for us. And then, we talked about it, Tom, as just special teams and field position is a critical aspect at this time of the game. And, when you got to make teams drive 70 and 80 yards consistently, it's tough to do, especially in the playoffs.
It's advantage you when you got to make them do that, absolutely. Of course, the last touchdown comes in the third quarter, and it's huge. Set this one up again for Jalen Smith.
Well, it's my fault all game long. Didn't give Jalen and some of those other guys some opportunities, and we made some adjustments at half-times. We talked about some things, and then we were really trying to take some underneath stuff all game long, but really. This is just our offensive line did a great job pass protection, but this is about Jalen Smith going up and making a play, Hunter giving him an opportunity to go up and make it, and Jalen's come through with these big catches all year long. He's been a big-time playmaker for us, but, it's critical you talk about going to get it the ball at the highest point, and the cornerback was probably in great position. Jalen goes up and get it, and how he kept his balance to get in the end zone was remarkable. But, we needed a boost. we needed a big-time play, and we found Jalen Smith, and he came through for us.
17-0 Cyclones. They come back and tack on 2 there at the end of the game, but the Cyclones hang on to win 17-14 to move on. Coach, let's talk about the defense. You had 3 picks. We always talk about the Hogs up front offensively. Let's brag on the defensive front here a little bit.
Well, our defense was remarkable at the first half especially. And a lot of times, we've talked about it, there's 2 ways as an offensive play call. When your defense is playing good, you can really be an aggressive play caller because they can bail you out a lot of times. But at the same point in time, I felt Friday as where we were winning the field position battle. Our defense was playing great. We didn't have to do a lot offensively. And a lot of our kids in a game like that, you talk about, they don't see the big picture at times. As coaches, we talk about certain situations. We got several different game plans we talk about. I felt like if we didn't make the mistake offensively and put our defense in a bad situation, that our defense was going to be okay. We had 3 interceptions, one by Corey Russell, one by Drew Bowers, one by Connor Johnson. We did a good job of, they put some plays together, but they didn't really consistently keep drives going. I thought, it all starts up front. Johnny Ray Woodby had a heck of a football game. We talked about it. Alex Norwood got his hands on another batted ball. Our secondary played really well and really consistent. Scotty Oliver, Cameron Coleman, Preston Whitehead had another big game. But, it's just proud of our defense. It's a total team effort. Number of guys stepping up. Corey Russell had another big night. We Preston Whitehead went out of the game with an injury. We had to move Connor Johnson to the inside linebacker. He comes up with a big interception. We moved Corey Russell in for Connor's spot as an outside backer. He comes up with an interception. And then the guy that's kind of been the most consistent all year long, Drew Bowers, our senior. He's had multiple interception games. Last week he had a big game at wide receiver. This week he comes up with a big interception to set us up for a field goal. So just really hats off to our defense. Coach Ogg, Travis Williams, who coaches the defensive line. Man, those guys was outstanding. But I'm going to tell you, there's another play by Jalen Smith in the fourth quarter where we got a little bit we messed up on our coverage. They throw the ball to one of the guys over his side. He chases the guy down, tackles him before he scores. If he doesn't give the effort on that play, actually they don't even end up scoring on that drive. So here they are. Scott County's got the ball inside the 10-yard line and with a chance to score early in the fourth quarter. We hold them out of there, make it turnover of downs. I mean, to me, Jalen's catch was one of the biggest games of the night, but his pursuit, his second effort to keep that guy in the end zone was probably the difference in the game.
How about that? And so the Cyclones, as a result, move on to the second round. As we said earlier in the show, whammer jammer, that's an understatement. 2 great football programs getting ready to hook up. Again, Citizens Bank Stadium will be rocking Friday night. It's going to be cool. And the Hogs will like it up front when it gets a little cool. They work up a sweat. And Hogs like up front in cold weather, don't they?
Well, they do. And our offensive line, you see a lot of our guys, Scotty Oliver, Cameron Coleman, Mark Chester, they come out there with those bellies showing. So we're right up in the hog pen. And I tell you, Tom, I'm just really proud of our kids, and our offense and our offense line know they got to play a little bit better. But I'm telling you, it's just it's fun to be a part of this group. And then, you get a chance. Monday's practice, you win. You always got a chance to go back to work and get a little better.
Absolutely. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about CAK, the opponent Friday night at Citizens Bank Stadium, where the Cyclones obviously are 6-0, have never lost, to put that on the line. Of course, more importantly, chance to move into the quarterfinals of the state state TSSAA, I should say, football playoffs and 3A football. And so we'll take a break. We'll come right back. We'll talk about CAK. You'll see the numbers. It's a very similar football teams playing each other Friday night. That's why they're both 10-1. Come back with us and talk about CAK right here on the Shawn Witten Coaches Show.
Trucks, 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 and more trucks. At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, we have Silverado trucks everywhere with discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP on select Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. 15 Spark, $10,995. 15 Sonic, $12,995. 15 Track, $17,995. 15 Equinox, $20,995. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where they leave you asking, how do they do that?
Whether lying on the beach, just working in your yard, or watching NASCAR racing this weekend in Bristol, your skin needs protection from the harmful effects of the sun. Blue Lizard Sunscreen delivers broad-spectrum SPF 30-plus protection that comes with smart bottle technology. Our bottle changes colors in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. It's the brand most recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide, plus it's made right here in the Tri-Cities. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, we've got you covered. Welcome back to the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. Again, every Wednesday, brand new show at TomTaylorSports.com. And again, all the previous coaches shows are there for you to go back and watch and enjoy. They're archived. And I know last year the numbers indicated folks come in from out of town for Christmas and the holidays. A lot of folks went back and watched the shows because we had a spike in viewership. And it's like, hey, let's gather around the computer, the big screen TV, and watch some of the highlights. And so it's out there, video, audio on demand all the time. Just go to TomTaylorSports.com, and all the coaches' shows for Coach Witten are archived there and will be there for a long, long time. And, Coach, here we go, my friend. Game number 12, both are 10-1. And CAK, we said before the break, there's a lot of similarity. They're averaging 36 points a game, giving up 13 to their opponents. Cyclone's averaging 36 points a game, giving up 12 to their opponent. You've had two common opponents. You beat Scott last week 17-14. They got them early 35-0. Then Johnson County, they played them in the playoffs, beat them 37-14. Cyclones beat them 38-13. So a lot of similarities between these two programs.
Well, you know, we've got to pass with CAK a little bit. You know, we played them in 2009, 2010 during the regular season. Got fortunate to play them in 2012 in the semifinals. But it's a program we really respect. No Rusty Bradley, coached with them in a couple All-Star games. And then, you know, what CAK does, they got a offensive scheme that's different from amongst everybody else in the state. They're most a pass-heavy team. They do a really good job of developing quarterbacks. It seems like all the times we play them, they've always got a superstar receiver. And I tell you that the way that program has grown over the last several years, you know, they're back-to-back state championship teams in 2011, 2012. So, you know, they come in here and again, you know, only lost to Alcoa, you know, which probably the last several years they played Alcoa not once but twice during the course of the year, and then second time in the playoffs. So anytime you play a team like Alcoa, you're going to get yourself better. You're going to get your program better. But same for us, you know. We play Johnson City every year, and we feel that Johnson City is an elite. You know, anytime a team that's ranked 4 or 5 or 6 in the 6A standings, you're playing somebody good. So it's going to be a tough contest. We're looking forward to it. We know we survived a round 1 game and got a chance to get a lot better. But I tell you, it goes back to the games like Johnson City and Tennessee High. I mean, it's going to be it's just like a big boxing match. I mean, we as a Elizabethton program, we got to be more physical. We got to be physical with the receivers. We got to be in attack mode the entire game. And then, you know, as from a coaching standpoint, any type of conservative approach at all is not going to win this football game. And so we got to get more aggressive. We got to play our style that we played all year long, and hopefully we can come out on top.
Let's talk about the obvious, the fact you're at home. They have to travel, and again, this time of year or any time, regular season or playoffs, it's got to be a big advantage to just walk out of the high school here and walk out there and get ready to play on your home field.
Well, I thought last week was a huge advantage being here. You know, if we were at Scott County and we let Scott County started to score a little bit, you know, we very well could have been on the other end. So it's just always good to be at home. It's always good to be in your comfort zone and get a chance to work. But, you know, our kids have come ready this week with a new attitude. They know that what's at stake. They know you got to raise the level of your play, and just really pleased the way that the attitude has been this week getting ready for this game.
Other side of the bracket will be Pigeon Forge and Alcoa, so the Cyclones would play that winner. And, of course, the way things are set up, they would be at home all the way through. So as long as the Cyclones keep winning, they'll be right here again at Citizens Bank Stadium. And final question, the obvious, what are going to be the keys to win Friday night?
Well, you know, we got to do a good job. I think the first thing is we got to weather the storm in the first quarter. We can't allow big plays, you know. And then the next 3 quarters, we got to find, you know, we just got to play the game. And, you know, it's not about individual statistics. We just got to find a way to make some plays. And it's a lot like going into the game against Johnson City. They're a big playmaking team. Quarterback is a dual threat guy. You know, they want to go for the heavy home run quite a bit. But if you can weather the storm the first quarter and just find a way to get the game where you can settle down, and I think too for us, I mean, the best defense is your offense, keeping Cole Smith off the field, taking time off the clock. You know, we really don't want to get in a scoring shootout with them, even though we feel that we do have some guys that can make some plays. But we got to do a good job consistently on offense, sustaining drives. We got to be able to run the football. We got to be patient, and you know, when an opportunity is called, somebody on our team's got to step up and make a play, and that's what we've done all year long. We got to find a way to get the game in the fourth quarter with an opportunity to win. It's a game a lot like Catholic last year. You know, we were on the road. You know, Ethan had 25 carries for 70 yards. We forced some turnovers. Next thing you know, we got the ball on the 10-yard line with 20 seconds left with a chance to win it. You know, and we end up throwing an interception. But that's all you can ask for in these types of situations. Our program, just like theirs, has played in enough big football games. Mm-hmm. These kids understand the attention that these games, if you got to put into all the little things that you go over. And we talked about all year long. It's the little things. Corey Russell, we're covering the onside kick at the end of the game. I mean, you know, we're coaches. We're telling them, hey, we get this onside kick, we win the game. They got no more timeouts. But when you put your kids in those situations throughout the course of the year, when you put them in those situations in practice where it means something, then your kids are going to go out there and lay it on the line for you. But proud of our team, proud of our kids all year long. It's going to be it's probably could be one of the biggest games in our program's history. Just to knock down that door, you know, the two teams in 3A, Alcoa and CAK, that have knocked that door down, that have got themselves in position, you know, to say that we can do that, you know, it's an unbelievable opportunity for our kids. You know, that's why you play football at Elizabethton High Schools for games like this, and I couldn't be more proud of them, couldn't be more pleased, and we just got to go out and play one heck of a football game.
You're fired up.
Yeah, I am. I tell you, it's you know, as a coach, you know, I felt like you know, you always want to put your kids in the best position possible. I thought that, you know, as my job, you know, I kind of took my foot off the gas a little bit. I didn't play as aggressive as enough. Didn't put the kids in a lot of opportunities offensively, and you know, you don't want to walk off that field with any regrets. And I felt that you know, I left some plays out there that we could have made. You know, so the kids picked me up. I didn't call a good game offensively. You know, I kind of felt our defense was playing really well, like we talked about. But we're going to be ready. You can't hold anything back. You know, you got to go in the mindset there is no next week. You can't save plays for next week, and so we got to be ready to have everything this week in the game plan.
Only 5 teams still standing in TSSAA football, Northeast Tennessee: Morristown West, Greenville, Science Hill, the Hampton Bulldogs, and the Elizabethton Cyclones. Go get him, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Love this guy. He's awesome. I'm so proud of him. Coach, can I play?
Yeah.
Can you put me in?
I wish I was out there, too.
Yes, I can tell that. We do appreciate him very, very much. And, again, thanks, as always, to Robert Kell for producing our show. We will, again, greet you next week with another show. Hopefully getting ready to talk about the quarterfinals next week. Either way, we'll have a show for you next week. And so join us. Again, very simple to find. Just simply go to TomTaylorSports.com, and there they are. And we appreciate, as always, Coach Witten taking the time to promote his kids, always in a positive manner, and I appreciate that so very, very much. And so until we greet you again next week, as we tell you, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching the Shawn Witten Coaches Show, and so long, everybody.